Hello? Now that you know why speaking English is so important, it's time to take action. Speaking English can truly change your life, so why wait? Start today. Say one sentence, then another, and soon enough, you'll see how quickly you grow. The more you speak, the more powerful English becomes for you. If you enjoyed this video and want more content that's simple, useful, and easy to understand, be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. What's stopping you from speaking English? Let me help you break through those barriers and move forward. Your journey begins now, and remember, I'm right here with you, supporting you every step of the way. Let's speak English together. Chapter 1. Why English is the global language. Have you ever wondered why English is everywhere? You see it in movies, books, on signs in airports, and even when you're browsing the internet. But how did it become the most widely spoken language in the world? Let me tell you why speaking English connects you to the world in ways you might not even realize. First, English is the language of travel. Imagine you're in a foreign country. You don't speak the local language, but you need to ask for directions, order food, or even book a hotel. What do? In many countries, you can speak English, and people will understand you. English is the most common second language people learn, so it's often the bridge between travelers and locals. This means, no matter where you go, knowing some English makes it easier to communicate. But it doesn't stop there. English is also the language of business. Big companies around the world use English to connect with clients, partners, and employees from different countries. Whether you work in a small office or a huge corporation, English can open doors to new job opportunities and help you communicate with people in other parts of the world. If you want to work with international companies or even travel for work, English will be your key to success. And that's not all. English is the language of science. Most scientific research, from medical discoveries to space exploration, is published in English. So, if you want to keep up with the latest technology, research, or innovations, understanding English will give you access to all this new knowledge. It's not just about reading articles. It's about staying ahead and understanding the world around you. When you think of the internet, you probably think of social media, online shopping, and watching videos. But did you know that more than half of the content on the internet is in English? When you can read and understand English, you have access to a world of information, from the latest news to online courses. English helps you explore new ideas, hobbies, and even find solutions to problems you might face. So, what's the message here? English is not just a school subject, it's a global tool. It connects you to millions of people, helps you travel, work, and learn. And the best part? You don't need to be perfect at English. Even if you know just a little bit, you can connect with others, get help when you need it, and open up new opportunities. Maybe you're thinking, but I only know a few words in English. Is that enough? The answer is yes. Even basic English can help you make new friends, ask for help while traveling, or find things you love to do online. So don't worry if you're just starting. Every little bit counts, and you'll see how powerful English can be as you continue to learn. By speaking English, you are not just learning a language. You're connecting to a world of people, places, and possibilities. And as you improve, you'll realize that the world gets a little smaller and your opportunities get much, much bigger. Chapter 2: Speaking versus Studying. Why speaking is powerful. You've probably spent a lot of time studying grammar, learning new vocabulary, and reading in English. But let me ask you, have you tried speaking? You might know a lot of words and understand grammar rules, but when it comes time to speak, does your mind freeze? Does your mouth feel like it's stuck? Here's the truth. Grammar and vocabulary are important, but they're not enough. Many students can read and write in English, but when they have to speak, they struggle. Why? Because speaking trains the brain differently than reading or writing. Speaking is more than just saying words. It's about using your brain to quickly think in English, form sentences, and express your ideas. This is something you can only improve by actually speaking. When you speak, you are actively using English, not just passively understanding it. And that's why speaking is the most important skill for real-life use. Think about it. When you travel, work, or meet new people, you won't just be reading or writing. You'll need to speak. And this is where many learners get stuck. They know the grammar rules, they understand the vocabulary, but speaking in real situations feels scary. It's okay to feel nervous about speaking. Most people do. The fear of speaking is completely normal. But here's the secret. Making mistakes is how we grow. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to speak like a native speaker. The more you speak, the more comfortable you will become, and the better you will get. Each mistake you make is a step forward. Mistakes are actually a sign that you are learning and improving. Let's look at some examples. Imagine two students, Maria and Ahmed. Maria studies English for 30 minutes every day by reading books and practicing vocabulary. She knows a lot of words and grammar rules, but she never speaks. Ahmed, on the other hand, practices speaking English for just 5 to 10 minutes every day. He talks to himself, practices with a friend, or records his voice. Even though he's not perfect, he's getting better every day. After a few months, Ahmed is much more confident speaking English, and he can hold conversations without freezing. Maria, on the other hand, still feels nervous when she tries to speak. You see, speaking doesn't have to take a lot of time. Just 5 to 10 minutes of speaking every day can make a huge difference. It might feel hard at first, but that's normal. The more you speak, the easier it will become. In this chapter, I want to encourage you to stop being passive and start using your voice. Don't wait until you're perfect. There's no such thing. Start speaking, even if it's just a little bit. Practice with a friend, talk to yourself, or find someone online to have a conversation with. Every time you speak, you are improving. Remember, speaking is the key to real-life English. It's how you connect with others, it's how you express yourself, and it's how you learn the language. So, stop just studying. Start speaking. Chapter 3: How Speaking Builds Confidence and Fluency. Imagine you're learning to ride a bike. At first, you might feel nervous and you might fall a few times, but the more you practice, the better you get. Soon you're writing without even thinking about it. Learning English works the same way. The more you speak, the more confident and fluent you become. In this chapter, we'll talk about how speaking even just a little bit every day can help you become fluent faster than memorizing grammar rules or vocabulary. Speaking activates your brain in a way that reading or writing cannot. When you speak, you use the words you know, connect ideas, and create sentences, all of which help your brain learn to think in English. You don't need to memorize long lists of words or perfect every grammar rule to become fluent. What you need is practice, and the best way to practice is by speaking. Every time you speak, you're building your fluency, even if you make mistakes. Fluency is not about perfection. It's about flow. Let's look at some examples. Maria started by talking to herself in English every day. At first it felt strange. She didn't have a perfect sentence, and sometimes she forgot words. But as she practiced, she began to speak more easily. Her sentences got smoother, and she felt more comfortable with her vocabulary. Ahmed practiced with his friend, Sarah. They set aside 10 minutes a day to talk about anything in English. It didn't matter if they made mistakes. They kept practicing. Over time, Ahmed's confidence grew, and he was able to have longer conversations without feeling nervous. Lucy was shy about speaking, but she started reading aloud every day. She would read her favorite books or news articles out loud in English. Slowly, she became more confident and fluent because speaking made her feel more connected to the language. These examples show that speaking builds confidence. The more you speak, the less afraid you'll feel. Confidence doesn't come before you speak. It comes after. You won't feel completely confident the first time you speak, but with each practice, you'll feel a little better. Repetition is key. The more you practice, the more fluent you'll become. Don't worry about grammar mistakes or using perfect English. The goal is to practice, make mistakes, and learn. Every time you speak, you get better. You start to trust yourself more, and soon you'll be speaking with much more ease. In this chapter, we've learned that speaking is the best way to build confidence and fluency. You don't need to wait until your grammar is perfect. You just need to speak every day. Start small, speak to yourself, talk to friends, or even read aloud. The more you practice, the faster you'll improve. Remember, confidence comes after you speak, not before. Chapter 4. Speaking English at Work. More money, more respect. In today's world, speaking English can open doors to new job opportunities, higher salaries, and more respect at work. Whether you work in a big company or run your own business, English can help you advance in your career, even if you're not a native speaker. Let's talk about why speaking English is so important in the workplace. Many companies around the world, even in countries where English is not the first language, need employees who can speak English. Why? Because English is the global language of business. It's the language used in meetings, emails, reports, and communication with clients from other countries. Here's the good news. You don't need to be fluent to succeed. You don't need perfect grammar or advanced vocabulary. What you do need is the ability to speak clearly, confidently, and professionally. Being able to communicate your ideas in English can set you apart from others and show your employer that you are capable of handling important tasks and responsibilities. Let's look at some examples. Carlos worked as a marketing assistant in a small company. He could write emails in English but was nervous about speaking. One day, his boss asked him to present a marketing plan in English to some international clients. Carlos practiced speaking for a week, and during the meeting, he spoke clearly and confidently. As a result, he was promoted to a higher position, and his salary increased because he could communicate with clients from around the world. Anna was a software developer at a tech company. She spoke basic English, but her team needed someone who could communicate with clients in English. Anna practiced speaking with a colleague for 15 minutes every day. After a few months, she felt comfortable speaking with clients and was able to handle more complex projects. This led to a salary increase and greater respect from her team. Ravi worked in a small business and wanted to expand his career. He was good at his job, but he realized that many job offers required English skills. So, Ravi started practicing speaking every day. Slowly, he improved. One day, he was able to speak fluently during a job interview for a position at a multinational company. Not only did he get the job, but his salary increased significantly. These examples show that speaking English can help you get better jobs, earn more money, and earn respect at work. Even if you don't have perfect English, speaking with confidence and professionalism makes a big difference. Employers value employees who can communicate clearly, especially when it comes to working with clients or handling international business. In this chapter, we've learned that you don't need to be fluent in English to succeed at work. What's important is that you can speak clearly, confidently, and professionally. Speaking English can help you get promoted, earn higher salaries, and gain more respect from your colleagues. The more you practice speaking, the more doors will open for you, and your career will grow. Chapter 5. How speaking English helps in travel and daily life. Have you ever been on vacation or traveled to a new city and found yourself in a situation where you didn't know what to say or how to ask for help? You're not alone. Traveling to different countries or cities can be tricky when you don't speak the local language. But here's the good news. Speaking English can make your travel experience easier, safer, and more enjoyable. Let's look at some everyday situations where speaking even a little English can be really helpful. 1. At the airport. When you arrive at the airport in a foreign country, there are many signs, announcements, and people to talk to. Imagine you need to ask for directions, find your gate, or check in for your flight. If you can speak a little English, you can easily communicate with airport staff or other travelers to make sure everything goes smoothly. Example: you arrive at the airport and can't find the check-in counter for your flight. In English, you can ask, "Excuse me, where is the check-in counter for airline?" It's simple, but it helps. 2. In a hotel. At a hotel, you need to check in, ask for directions to your room, or even ask about local attractions. Basic English skills will help you feel more confident when speaking with hotel staff. You can ask about breakfast times, room service, or how to get around the area. Example: Hi, I have a reservation under the name Your Name. Can you help me check in? Or, can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? 3. Taking a taxi or using public transport. Whether you're taking a taxi, a bus, or a train, English will help you understand schedules, routes, and fares. You can ask the driver or staff about the best way to reach your destination or how much the ride will cost. Example: how much is the fare to destination? Or, can you take me to place? 4. At a restaurant. One of the best parts of traveling is trying local food, and English can help you enjoy that experience. Whether you're ordering food at a restaurant or asking about the menu, speaking English can make it easier to enjoy meals, ask about ingredients, or even make special requests. Example: I'd like to order the chicken sandwich, please. Or, can you recommend a local dish? 5. Emergencies. In an emergency situation, speaking English could be very important. Whether you need help at the hospital, the police, or even if you're lost, knowing how to ask for help in English will make the situation less stressful. Example: I need help. Can you please call an ambulance? Or, I've lost my passport. Where can I report it? 6. Daily life, at work or in your city. Even if you're not traveling, English can be useful in your own city. You might meet tourists, or perhaps your job requires you to interact with international clients or colleagues. Being able to speak English, even in simple conversations, can open up new opportunities and make life easier. Example: you work in a store and a tourist asks for help finding a product. You can say, "How can I help you?" Or, "This is the section you're looking for." The key takeaway: speak English in real-life situations. In this chapter, we've seen that speaking English can make your travel experiences smoother, more enjoyable, and even safer. Whether you're asking for directions, ordering food, or talking to someone in an emergency, even simple English can be incredibly helpful. And remember, you don't have to wait until you're traveling. You can practice your English every day, even if it's just by having small conversations with people around you or with tourists in your city. So next time you're at the airport or restaurant, don't be afraid to speak English. Start with small conversations, and the more you practice, the easier it will become. English is not just for travelers, it's for anyone who wants to connect with the world. Chapter 6. Why you should speak, even if you're not perfect. Have you ever been afraid to speak English because you were worried about making mistakes? Maybe you're afraid of saying something wrong or not being understood. If so, you're not alone. Many learners worry about speaking incorrectly, but here's something important to remember. Most people, especially native speakers, don't care about small mistakes. They care about understanding you. The truth is, speaking bad English is still better than not speaking at all. It's a big part of why speaking is the most important skill you can practice. In this chapter, we'll break down why making mistakes is okay, and why speaking English, even imperfectly, is the key to improving. 1. Native speakers aren't perfect. Either. It's easy to think that native speakers speak perfectly, but that's not the case. They make mistakes too. They might mix up grammar, forget words, or make spelling errors. And yet, no one expects them to be perfect. So why should you expect that from yourself? What really matters is communication. Native speakers and other English learners will understand you just fine, even if you make small mistakes. In fact, when you try to speak, most people will appreciate that you're making the effort to communicate, and they'll help you when needed. Example: a native English speaker might say, "I don't know where it's at." While the grammar is a bit off, the meaning is clear. You get the idea, right? 2. The power of brave English. The most important thing to remember is that you don't need perfect English to speak. What you need is brave English. The more you speak, the more you'll improve. So, if you're afraid of making mistakes, that's okay. Everyone makes them. But the key is to keep going. Every time you speak, you'll get better. Think about some famous people who learned English later in life. Arnold Schwarzenegger, for example, came to the U.S. as a young adult with very little English. He learned by practicing every day, speaking with friends, and even making mistakes in interviews. Today, he's fluent and one of the most famous actors in the world. And guess what? He made plenty of mistakes along the way, but he didn't let that stop him. 3. Real-life examples. People who didn't wait for perfection. Example 1. Emma Watson, the British actress who played Hermione in Harry Potter, learned French as a teenager. When she traveled to France, she didn't wait for her French to be perfect before speaking. She used the French she knew, and it helped her build confidence in the language. Example 2. Rafael Nadal, the tennis star from Spain, didn't wait for his English to be perfect before speaking to the press. He started speaking English in interviews with simple sentences, and over time, he became more comfortable and fluent. Today, he speaks to journalists around the world with ease. These people show us that speaking imperfectly is part of the process. They didn't wait to be perfect. They spoke anyway, and you can do the same. The fear of making mistakes. Let it go. Let's talk about the fear of making mistakes. It's normal to feel nervous when speaking, especially if you're afraid of making errors. But here's the truth. Making mistakes is how you learn. It's a sign that you're trying and growing. When you don't speak because you're afraid of being wrong, you're missing out on a chance to improve. Here's an example. Let's say you try to say, "I'm going to the park," but accidentally say, "I go to the park." You might feel embarrassed, but the person you're speaking to will still understand you. In fact, they might even say, "Ah, I know what you mean." And the next time, you'll remember that small mistake and correct it. That's how improvement happens. The big takeaway: speak anyway. The most important thing is this: don't let your fear of making mistakes hold you back. Every time you speak, you're learning and improving. You'll make mistakes, yes, but those mistakes will make you better. So stop waiting for perfection. Start speaking brave English today. Remember, you don't need perfect English. You need brave English, and that means speaking every chance you get, even if it's just a little bit each day. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Chapter 7. Simple ways to start speaking today. If you're feeling nervous or unsure about speaking English, this chapter is for you. I know that speaking can be intimidating, especially if you're just starting out or if you're not confident in your skills. But here's the secret. The best way to get better at speaking is to just start. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't need to wait for the right time. The more you speak, the more you'll improve. And the best part is, there are simple ways you can start speaking right now. 1. Speak to yourself. It might sound strange at first, but one of the easiest ways to practice speaking is to talk to yourself. You don't need anyone else around to practice. You can start by describing what you're doing, thinking, or feeling in English. This is especially helpful if you're nervous about speaking with others. Example: if you're cooking dinner, try saying, "I'm chopping the vegetables. Now I will fry the onions." You don't need to make long sentences, just simple ones to start. 2. Talk in the mirror. Talking in the mirror is a great way to practice speaking confidently. When you speak to yourself in the mirror, you're practicing not only the words, but also how you express yourself. It helps you get used to the sound of your own voice in English. Try it. Look in the mirror and introduce yourself in English. Say, "Hi, my name is your name, and today I'm learning English." 3. Send voice messages to friends. If you have friends or language partners who speak English, try sending them voice messages instead of just texting. This can be a fun and low-pressure way to practice speaking. Even if you make a mistake, your friends will understand, and they might even help you improve. Tip: if you're shy, start by sending short voice messages like, "Hey, how are you?" or "What are you doing today?" 4. Use apps to practice speaking. There are plenty of apps out there designed to help you practice speaking. Some apps let you record your voice and compare it to native speakers. Others connect you with language partners around the world so you can practice real conversations. Examples: apps like Duolingo, HelloTalk, or Tandem let you practice speaking, either by talking to the app or to other learners. These are great ways to make speaking a daily habit. 5. Join speaking clubs or groups. If you're ready to practice with others, consider joining an English-speaking club or group. Many communities have language exchange meetups where people come together to practice speaking different languages. You can also find virtual clubs online that meet regularly to chat in English. Tip: look for clubs that are focused on conversation, not just grammar. This way, you can practice speaking naturally in a relaxed environment. 6. Read aloud. Reading aloud is another great way to practice speaking. Find a short article, a book, or even a dialogue from a TV show, and read it aloud. This helps you get comfortable with the rhythm and pronunciation of English. Tip: try reading aloud for 5 to 10 minutes every day. As you read, pay attention to how the words sound and practice speaking clearly. 7. Take the 7-day speaking challenge. The best way to start speaking is to set a goal. So, I challenge you to a 7-day speaking challenge. For the next 7 days, practice speaking English every day, even just for a few minutes. It can be as simple as saying one sentence out loud, recording yourself, or talking to someone in English. Day 1. Speak one sentence about your day. Day 2. Read aloud a short paragraph from a book or article. Day 3. Send a voice message to a friend or language partner. Day 4. Describe what you're doing as you go about your day in English. Day 5. Record yourself speaking for 1 minute about a topic you like. Day 6. Have a short conversation, in person or online, with someone in English. Day 7. Speak about your goals for learning English and how you're improving. The idea is not to be perfect. The goal is to build a habit of speaking, even if it's just one sentence or a few words each day. Every sentence counts, and over time, you'll see how much progress you've made. The takeaway. Start today. If you've been waiting for the perfect time to start speaking, the time is now. You don't need to wait for the perfect grammar or vocabulary. You just need to speak. Start with small steps and see how much you improve. Even if you're shy or if you're worried about making mistakes, remember this: everyone starts somewhere. The important thing is that you start. You can do this. So, let's begin today. Try one of these speaking tips and commit to speaking a little bit of English every day. You'll be amazed at how quickly your confidence and fluency grow. Chapter 8. How to keep going when you feel stuck. Everyone who learns a new language hits a wall at some point. You might feel like you're not improving, or that you're not making progress as fast as you want. You may start to doubt yourself, get frustrated, or wonder if it's even worth it. But let me tell you something. Feeling stuck is completely normal. It happens to every language learner, and it's part of the process. The key is knowing how to push through those tough moments and stay motivated. 1. Understanding plateaus. At some point, you'll probably experience what's known as a plateau. This is when your progress feels like it's slowed down or stopped completely. You're still learning, but it feels like you're not moving forward as quickly as before. Plateaus can be discouraging, but they're actually a sign that you're making progress, even if it doesn't feel like it. Why it happens. When you first start learning English, you're making rapid progress because you're learning a lot of new things. But once you've learned the basics, your brain needs time to absorb and process everything you've learned. During this time, it might feel like nothing is happening. How to keep going. Remind yourself that this is just a phase. Keep practicing, even if you don't feel like you're improving. Eventually, you'll break through the plateau and experience a leap forward. 2. Don't fear failure. One of the biggest reasons learners feel stuck is the fear of making mistakes. You might worry about saying the wrong thing, mispronouncing words, or sounding silly. But here's the truth. Failure is not the enemy. It's actually the best teacher. Mistakes are how you learn and grow. Remember, every mistake is an opportunity to improve. The more mistakes you make, the more you'll learn. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes, so don't fear failure. Embrace it. Each time you speak and make a mistake, you get closer to fluency. 3. Stop comparing yourself to others. It's easy to look at other learners and feel like you're not progressing fast enough or that they're better than you. But the truth is, everyone learns at their own pace. Some learners may progress quickly in some areas, while others take longer. Comparing yourself to others can lead to frustration and self-doubt, and that only makes it harder to keep going. Focus on your own journey. Remember, fluency is not a race. It's about progress, not perfection. Everyone moves at a different speed, and your progress is unique to you. Celebrate every little victory, no matter how small. Fourth, stories of success. Keep going. There are countless stories of learners who felt like giving up but pushed through and achieved success. Take the story of Maria, for example. Maria started learning English at age 40, and she felt completely stuck after a year of studying. She compared herself to younger learners and doubted whether she'd ever be fluent. But instead of giving up, she kept going, even on days when she felt frustrated. She practiced speaking every day, made mistakes, and didn't worry about being perfect. Today, Maria speaks English confidently at work and in social situations. Another example, Ahmed, who struggled with speaking because of his accent. He feared that people wouldn't understand him, but he didn't let that stop him. Instead of quitting, he kept practicing, speaking even when it was difficult. Now, Ahmed can have conversations in English with ease, and his confidence has grown along with his fluency. These are just two of many stories of learners who almost gave up but didn't, and now they speak English well. The truth is, you're not alone in feeling stuck. Everyone goes through difficult moments. The important thing is to keep going. 5. The secret to success. Small, daily steps. Here's the real secret to overcoming that stuck feeling. Speak a little every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when it seems hard. It's the small, consistent efforts that make a big difference in the long run. Just a few minutes every day can keep you moving forward. Whether you practice speaking in the mirror, send a voice message, or read aloud for 5 minutes, it all adds up. When you make speaking a daily habit, you'll see improvements faster than you expect. The takeaway: keep going. When you feel stuck, remember that it's just a phase. Plateaus happen, mistakes happen, and comparing yourself to others only slows you down. Instead of giving up, focus on your own journey. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it seems. And most importantly, remember that fluency isn't a race. It's a journey, and every step, no matter how small, is progress. So if you're feeling stuck right now, take a deep breath and keep going. You've got this. Success comes not from perfection, but from persistence. Chapter 9. Speaking English changes your life forever. Congratulations! You've come a long way in understanding the power of speaking English. You've learned that English opens doors, builds confidence, and creates opportunities. But this final chapter is about the ultimate truth. Speaking English changes your life forever. When you speak English, you're not just learning a language. You're unlocking a world of possibilities, new friendships, career opportunities, adventures, and even a deeper sense of self-confidence. In this chapter, we'll reflect on everything you've learned so far and see how speaking English can transform your life in ways you might not have imagined. 1. Make international friends. One of the most exciting benefits of speaking English is the ability to connect with people from all over the world. With English as a common language, you can meet and build relationships with people from different cultures, backgrounds, and perspectives. Imagine you're traveling to a new country and strike up a conversation with someone in English. You may share stories, experiences, and even form lasting friendships, all because you can speak the same language. Whether it's through social media, traveling, or simply chatting online, English makes the world smaller and more connected. 2. Unlock better career opportunities. Speaking English can directly impact your career. More and more businesses and organizations are looking for employees who can communicate in English, especially in global companies or industries that operate internationally. Think about it. The ability to speak English opens doors to better jobs, higher salaries, and promotions. Even if English isn't your first language, being able to speak it confidently is a huge advantage in the job market. Many professionals have advanced their careers simply by being able to communicate effectively in English. 3. Study and work abroad. Imagine being able to study at a university in another country, or land a job in a city you've always dreamed of living in. English is often the language of higher education, especially in countries like the US, the UK, Canada, Australia, and many others. For example, you could attend a prestigious university in an English-speaking country, gaining access to world-class education and experiences. Or you could work abroad, experiencing different cultures and gaining international experience, all because you can speak English. 4. Build confidence in the world. When you can speak English, you're not just more confident in your ability to communicate, you're more confident in yourself. You know you can express your thoughts, ask for help, and understand what's going on around you. This confidence doesn't just apply to speaking English, it spills over into other parts of your life. Think about the confidence to speak up in meetings, to negotiate in a foreign country, to make new friends without fear of judgment. Speaking English makes you feel more comfortable in a variety of situations. You're not held back by language barriers. You're empowered to engage with the world around you. 5. English is not just a skill. It's a key to a bigger life. Speaking English is not just about learning vocabulary or mastering grammar. It's about unlocking the door to new experiences. It's about seeing the world with new eyes and realizing that you can do things you never thought possible. It's a key. The key to connecting with others, advancing your career, exploring new places, and becoming more independent. It gives you the freedom to live your life on your terms. Whether it's moving to a new city, traveling to far-off destinations, or having the confidence to try something new, English is the tool that helps you do it. 6. Start small, dream big. You may feel like you're not perfect yet, or that you're just beginning, But let me tell you something. Even a little English now is the beginning of something big. You don't have to be fluent right away. You just need to start. Every word you speak, every sentence you form, is a step forward. Even if you speak only a little right now, that's enough. Each day, you're building your future. And with each day of practice, you'll find that your English improves, and so does your life. It's not about perfection, it's about progress, and you're already on the right path. 7. The future is yours. Speaking English opens up a world of opportunities. It's not just about the language itself, but about the life you can create because of it. Whether you want to travel the world, get a better job, study abroad, or simply feel more confident in your day-to-day interactions, English will help you achieve those dreams. So, as you continue your English journey, remember this. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. The more you speak, the more you'll discover about the world and about yourself. Speaking English truly changes your life, and this is just the beginning of something big. The final thought: no matter where you are on your English learning journey, remember, you have the power to change your life. Even if you speak just a little now, each step you take brings you closer to a brighter, more exciting future. So keep going, keep speaking, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Your life is about to get bigger and better, and English is the key to making that happen. Now you know why you must speak English. It can change your life, so don't wait. Speak today. Say one sentence, then another, then another. The more you speak, the more you'll grow, and the more you'll see how powerful English can be in your life. If you liked this video and you want more videos like this, simple, useful, and easy to understand, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave a comment. Tell me, what stops you from speaking English? I want to help you overcome those challenges and keep you moving forward. Your journey starts now, and I'm here with you every step of the way. Let's speak English together.